Hi and welcome to another Craig's World. My name's Craig. Welcome to What Is My Madness. Today I'm doing this part at the end so you'll understand it in a minute. I forgot to do it before. This is the procedure of, if you remember, this is the door we had to take that part out. We fabricated it up. The other side, which will be done tomorrow, which will be the wrapping it blue. But you're going to see the procedure and how I get this to that, and it's going to be the passenger's light, the one that lifts up. I hope you enjoy this one. I've thoroughly enjoyed this one today. See you in a minute. As I mentioned before, all of my bolts that I do, I give them a white vinegar bath. I've done it in previous videos, and I've not done it, you didn't see it on these, but that's then generally how they come out, like brand spanking new. So I'm just going to put this little wiper motor blade together, because that is what they look like. If I get one similar. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to undo that. I'm not going to treat that with one of these, I'm just going to do it very quickly. But my little vinegar bath, when we put all the cotton wool in, it just takes everything out. It don't really matter how much cotton wool you put in, it just takes. So I fill that part of it, just like that. It's a very quick procedure when you do it this way. So the film that we've got on today is one of the ones that I'm watching. Is I got as Bershka car boot. I just buy a load of Blu-rays from there for like 50p each, and it's the one called Asylum. So I'm going to carry on with this now. And one of the things that you might have missed is, obviously, you can just see the top part of the door. And I'll get these on. There's a lot that I've done which I've not filmed, especially at the moment, teching, especially with this side, teching off the passenger side light, which bevels up. Let me just pause this. So I've stripped it all, repainted it, sandblasted them, and this is a video that I'll be doing in a minute. But considering being the green, and as you can see, all the rust and all shiny black again, that's one. And the other side, which attaches to it, this is what bolts into the body of the car, and then this is where the light bevels up and down. But that's been done the same, all been reworked, all sandblasted. I'm just gonna, we'll cross thread. Can't see. Yes, we'll rethread them. So I'm just going to pause you a minute while I just finish this part off over there. Be back in a sec. So that's that little part all just cleaned up. So I just need to redo this back together. Because that's what it's going to be pushed into. So even to the point with these now, where I've started doing the brackets for the doors, which are all done. Now, and as I always say, WD makes the world go round, and it helps with when you're doing like with old grommets, and just makes it easier. So if I remember rightly, that comes off, which was there. Let me just clean that, missed a bit. Okay, so just give it a quick little wire wheel if you can see. Right. So if I remember correctly, This one's on that way, which was there. Has to go through, so it's that way in. Good thing, like I said, about when you take pictures of it, you can see exactly which piece goes to which part, but as I can tell, that's where the bolt goes through. That then goes over there. That then fits there. Now, the beautiful thing if I do it this way, and I'll show you, you've got your 3 holes that goes through, which that goes that way. Now I know it goes this way because of the indentation of the plate, which will take the screw. It can't be the other way. It can't. Well, it can go on that way actually, and I think that's to be fair, I think that's how it was because of that. See, you even work your way through it. If something doesn't look right, give it a wiggle. Because now that seems, because of this cutout, a hell of a lot better. And we can always change it if I'm wrong, which, if you ask the girlfriend, sometimes I normally am. But just to get it all back together. With those plates, I could have resprayed them, but there was that rusty. Did me vinegar bath work perfect? So they're good enough for me on that one. So there's the plating. Put the bolt back on because that's what will take the arm. And this actually gets bolted. This gets bolted through the body of the vehicle. And these are the little grommets that go through it, which are the 3 grommets there. So 4, sorry, 4. So you can just pop these back in. Take the metal out, Craig. There's one. There's 2. There's 3. And that one fits. There's 4. And as you can see, these little metal that go on the ends, they fit in to the centre of those. And get the little, where's it gone? There we go. Which give you those, and they literally just push through. They're like a big washer, and then I know that those 2, that one goes to that. I don't really think that makes a difference where that one goes, to be fair. I'll double check through my video, me content. And that one fits in there. Having one of them days today. Nothing seems to be going right, unfortunately. That is that one. Push that through that. Push that through. You have to remember because it's that way they get bolted through. So put the thin one there and then that through. And that one goes through. That one is bolted through the opposite way. And then this one will get bolted through. Told you, not working for me today. Brain's not in gear. Okay, so that's a bit of a funny way of doing it, but that's it, all back completed and all clean. So we've done all these, so we can put that to one side. Now my other side that I do have is one of these, and this is part of a bracket. I can find where the brackets have been put. That's for the big one. So as you can see, this was the acid. This was not acid. This was the. This is this part. The next one, part of the light. Now, as you can see, this goes into the vinegar bath, and as you can see, it makes so it's just the surface rust. Which I am always staggered by this. And same again, one of the plates. This was completely rusted all over. This is one of the bars which make the lights go up and down. And obviously the little clips and a little bits and screws. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put all these out. I'm going to use my little, as I normally use my little sandblaster, which is there. Put this in another tub. As I say, how I recycle all the vinegar, it's unbelievable. And the way I do it, you can reuse and reuse and reuse again and again. Just put them through your the filters. So in that we have two of the plastic. I thought they were metal, the plastic plates. These are for the headlights. Headlights, headlights. So as you can see, those are what I'm going to put through there, especially like with these. And I'll see you back in a minute. Okay, so just move that out of the way. Just come back from, so it's had 12 hours vinegar bath, just very quickly sandblasted, and then wire wheel. And these are how I then get my parts. As you can see, oh, nice and shiny. Same with those, nice and shiny. Now that does click into there and spins over, so I know that that does fit in to this that way, so it does fit in. So I'm debating, I'm not gonna paint those, unfortunately. As I say, WD makes the world go round. But these are the other parts which these fit into this part. These were the lights go, but I'm going to change this because what I'm going to do, instead of having a solid halo light, I'm only going to have half a light. I'm only going to have half. So I don't know whether I have to adapt this to fit one of the new ones, but I'm going to put everything back. So when we come to put this back in, that's another procedure. That's what we shall try and find. And I know this fits on the back end in there, like so. So I know where the parts go, but I know I'm going to do it. I am going to do it because that was severely rotten, and this piece went there, like so. So I'm going to repaint these black, but the rest of them I can sort of put back together. So as you see, these was the little screw, the nuts which go over those. So what I'm going to do, when you have burnt metal like this, I like to do it. Some people, you can say it doesn't make a difference, whichever, that's their prerogative. So when I respray that now, even then we'll end up black. So some people, where's it gone? Will turn around, and when it's burnt metal I always use acid etch primer. So I'm going to spray these very quickly, and it won't take long to do this. So you'll see when these parts, oh, before I do that I can put these back together because these are not going to get done. These are what held the lights in, and you're going to see, I know you can't see much when we're doing this one, but when I take the other one off I'll do a video of it and you can see and I'll compare the difference. And those bits you just seen, that was all nice and ganky, fitted perfect, and then that gets screwed in to the light. The same again, so I can just put these together so I know that these go here, that one goes in there, and that one goes in there. Put them there so you can see. And that one is this, that fits into there. Yep. And then these three are to what hold this in with the clips in there. So I'll paint this and that one now, and we're back in a minute. Well, for you it's a minute, for me about half an hour. Okay, been a couple of minutes. Well, seconds for you, minutes, good half an hour for me. Right, so as you can see I've just started putting bolts back so I know where they go. These three, as I did mention, is the plate. It has just been sprayed. It's been etch primed, it's been painted, and then it was lacquered. And then I put in a little oven and it heats it up and it makes it only for only minutes. So what this is for, it's the same as these. It would have another one of them in there for the alignment of your headlights. That's what this is for. So I'll have to look where we took them off. I'm pretty sure it's there on the floor. But okay, another one of these, because the clip for that should be actually still at the car. So I've got 4 clips, 4 of those. Right. Now we're going to make a couple of parts, make as one. So on the top side, as you can see, with a bolt there, and this was one of the bolts that was just in another tub which I've just cleaned, which I know that goes in there, and this is what will hold, if I remember rightly, because that's how it goes. That goes in there, and this goes through. You've got to take one of the bolts off. I've left one of the bolts in, which I did with that one. I'm not so bothered about this not being painted. If it really gets my OCD going, I'll just take it off and I'll just repaint these parts. But it's not a big thing. Pretty sure that was a 10. Yep. Right there. Yes. So once this is installed, it doesn't make a vast. Oh, it's not. Sorry, me gabbling then, sorry. So sorry about that, I just had to go to the van, to the car. Don't mind these being a little bit nipped up because this is what moves up and down, let's say. That should make the light. So when the cover, the cowling, which we are going to repaint, goes basically over those. So that's how the cowling would go for the light. That's how the cowling will be. And the beautiful thing about that is, as I mentioned, we can put the 4 bolts, which we've already just cleaned up, with the big washers, to exactly where they need to be. I don't want to really knit these up all the way, because when we wrap the top cover, it just pushes straight on, and then these get nipped up on that. just want it so they're not going to come loose. Just like that. So as we're working through our parts, our screws, 3 bolts. Now these bolts I know are for this, which is the motor which makes it go up and down. I'll show you. I'll take this one out so you can see it. And on this we have, this is where the bonnet thing is. Bonnet. So I'll put that on while we're working through our little bag of bits. As you can see, passenger front light assembly. And I know this was on here on the side, and it's these big bolts that we need for it. And obviously we've got clips and stoppers, and I'm pretty sure the stopper, I forgot where the stopper went. I'll come to it, because there's a stopper, a little grommet, 2 little clips, and then that's just the cover which goes over the top. And then that is the arm to turn this, pushing up and down, which is, we need, it's dry now, for this. So this one's dry. I've had it heated, it's come out. So I can't remember it's that way. So it clicks on, as you can see. This bolt here is to this, and this is what this pin is. But it's got funny little teeth, which just go over like that. You push and pull. And then that one is just screwed in, and this is what makes this move up and down. And I know this, if we open it up, as I said, so that would be flush with the bonnet, so we need it to go in here. Like so. And the 2 bolts. I found the other one on the side. There it is. Because these bolts are an 8mm or 8mm, which are just there. So that's another piece done. That's light down. That was it, the light down was on that stopper. Because this is what the stopper was on about. I'd already left it on. That's coming on nicely now. They go together fairly quickly. So this needs to stay upright, so I know this was in there. And as I say to everybody, WD makes the world go round. It's even amazing on cleaning, especially when doing little parts like this. So that going onto there, and over these, which are these big bolts. I'm just going to finger tight them down for a second. So that motor's now ready as well. But one thing you do have to remember is when you are putting this back onto the body of the vehicle, there and there, these are the bolts. You can get them. You can take this off, make it easier, but I'll leave it all together just until I get there. So the cowling. As you can see, I've not completely cleaned this cowling yet, which is, this is what come off the vehicle. And these bolts, as you seen, that's what these will go over, and then that's where they get bolted into, which are these 4 bolts. These 4 now grommets. So we can put the grommets where they need to be. Just put these screws to where they need to be. So when we come back, so once this is virtually done, I now then can put this away, cling film it up, and then this is another one complete until I wrap that blue, which I'll be wrapping that other door tomorrow, so I'll do that at the same time. I'll probably do the other one to be fair as well. So now that is complete, apart from the arm, apart from this little arm, that goes into there, this goes into there, and that's our arm. So this is just, that's this one. And I will see you when we're just about to put this put the door, it will do the door latch. Right, okay. Okay, so we're going to put the lock back on. If you remember this door, because I said I painted it, we'll wrap it tomorrow. This was the door that I had to cut that big section out. So that's where it is, and I've just had to sort that side out. But this has all been painted now, primed, painted and lacquered. So now it's time to put things back together for tomorrow. So in reverse order are these 3 little grommets. These are what the handle will go into, and I'll explain this more when this is big. Sorry, I can't do 2 things at once. So I just wanted to make sure that they was correct in where they lined up, and they are. Maybe that one's wrong. I have to go back through my little clips to see if I can find one of those. Now, these bolts come out of the bag for the passenger door. So the big ones, these big bolts, the reason why I've not cleaned these as of yet is those big bolts. Those I'm going to really need out of it. Should be two more. And these two. So at the moment, this is all that. These are for the window motor, everything. These, no good. So I can stick them into my parts pile. These three, as you can see, with the little flanges on them, these are what goes into lock. And before we do the lock, I just want to make sure, I always make sure to make sure it works. Because when you're messing about with things, things can move and click. Which now, it's now open. Easiest way of checking, put your screwdriver through. I'm pretty sure that lifts up. And it opens. So just a little bit more WD on certain parts, and I know now that can go back in. But before we do that, I want to explain this. This is the latch for opening it to get it out. Now, it had a mechanism inside to lock it, unlock it, and other bits, but being a drag car, we don't need that. So all we basically need is to basically handle and lock. So this is a very simple procedure. It just gets pushed. See, the little procedure just gets pushed in like so, and that clips over the top, and that's it. That's for the lock. So we just feed that inside and into where it needs to rest. Because like I said, what tomorrow, once we wrap this, then once we wrap it blue tomorrow, sorry, can't do two things at once. Once we wrap it blue tomorrow, it will be, we can put the window back in and the rubber seal into it, and that's what it then can go get wrapped in cling film and then get put in there in the stores, and that's another one ready for fitment. And we have this. All that this is, it's a guide for when the door closes, so it closes correctly. We might as well put them back in as we're going along, because I'll put you on the top one in a moment and you can see from the top side, and that's virtually all that this door is going to have. I'm not putting any stereo system, no speakers, no glass, no winders, absolutely nothing. That's it. So that's that part. That's now The only thing that needs to go along here now is the gasket, which is here, which I haven't done anything to it yet, so it's still dirty and brown. I'm going to put that into a big tub of overnight, just to soften the rubber and get it back to black. So that's why we're not doing that part at the moment, but that can be done tomorrow. Oh yes, this is what I was doing next. I'm just going to move you over. So this is why we have spurs. I have this spur bag with all the little bits and grommets that I can add in extra. I don't think it's either going to be that one either. So there for spurs, there spurs, no spurs. So now that that lock is now in place, so let's just double check. I'd rather check that there like that than being on the door. So that is virtually it for me for this one, apart from getting out the glass for the car. Which this is the piece of glass that will fit in there. So what I will do, so that is the door. You can still see, as I mentioned, on the other side, which is that, but I don't want to put it down yet until I completely clear it out. So that is the door. That is, apart from when the hinge gets fitted to it, which the hinge bolts are over there. As I mentioned, my next port of call will be the glass, is to soak all of these in very hot soapy water, and to the point where we have painted the same with that, which that fits along and in. I did just spot one that we needed. So we're coming leaps and bounds on now with mouse. So 2 of the doors are going to be done. Tomorrow we will completely wrapping that door, finish wrapping that light, the cover on the headlights, and we'll start cleaning up a lot of the other scuttle panels and wiper blade motors. So these are my jobs tomorrow. This assortment of parts is what I will be doing, but it's a lot of them, as I mentioned, they're just a lot of the plastic parts and panels, which I do them all at once, so they can just go, and so can that, into storage. That's rubber that I need to clear that up. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. I can't wait to get this one of the doors, because that's the 2 doors done. Don't have to worry about them then. So I really hope you enjoyed this one. I know it was a long-winded one, this one, but I hope you enjoyed. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.